brought up a wonderful segue into my next thing that we've discussed before, which is awesome because now I have documentation to verify my statement that you told me I needed to be careful about making.
Okay.
That I was not careful about making.
Which one?
Anyway, comparing the violence in religious text.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Someone actually ran a search data through religious texts, looking for instances of violence, and looking specifically for instances of violence perpetrated on the command of or by the deity.
Okay.
In religious texts. The one that
by the deity?
By the deity or by the followers on command of the deity. Okay. So,
so that already is misleading.
How is that misleading?
Just go on.
No, how is it misleading?
How is it misleading?
How is that misleading?
Either God did the heinous act, the violent act, or he told his followers, I'm using God in just the broadest sense.
To do a violent
act.
Right.
Okay.
That's
how is that misleading?
Finish and then we'll talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so they found that
the Buddhists really didn't make that mistake.
Well, the text that I put in here specifically is regarding the Bible and the Quran because those are the two we discussed.
Oh, I thought it covered way more.
They covered more. I just wrote this text down. So, and I also noted acts of forgiveness or grace to give the counter example. So, the Old Testament obviously is the most violent of all three of the books. 5.3% of it is either violence perpetrated by a deity or acts of violence at the command of the deity. Which makes perfect sense because you've got the flood and you've got like 17 instances of genocide in one book.
Yeah.
Like we brought up before. The Jewish nation has committed genocide more than any other nation on earth.
Well, maybe not. Assuming the Bible to be true.
Well, assuming the Bible is true, but there's some historical facts to back at least some of that up.
The New Testament, 2.8%.
Noticeably less.
So, considerably less, almost half. But the Quran is only 2.1%. So even less than the New Testament on its own. Not by much.
Not by much.
In fact, not by the margin of error. Oh yeah, just more.
I've got a question.
Yes,
Tim.
Not that I'm trying to support Pete because we.
Oh
no, that's not going to happen. Which Bible? And don't tell me the Bible, because there have been books taken out, like the Book of Tobit was taken out.
No, not Apocrypha. Not counting the Apocrypha. The Gutenberg. So, original-ish. The original English translation.
I was going to say.
Actually, it's probably King James.
I'm just making sure because there's
a lot of book differences.
Right, there are a lot of book differences, and they cause a lot of confusion in horrible ways. But King James is probably
that doesn't have all of the books that you're talking about.
Right, it's probably the oldest one that doesn't have all the books that you're talking about. Yep, that wasn't changed for modern readers.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Because some of it is we dumb down some of this, not dumb down, but we soften the language as time goes on.
Has the Quran been changed?
I
guess that's why
the Quran has not been changed because that's actually apostasy, and that's a death penalty crime under Sharia law, which is not in the Quran.
That's fine. That's what I was asking.
Just specify. Sharia law is not in the Quran.
It's not. So where did it come from?
Sharia Sharia law is not in the Quran. That is a tradition built up around it, kind of like indulgences. When you criticize Sharia law, it's the same as you criticizing the Inquisition or indulgences or the tradition and dogma built up around Christianity that is not specifically biblical based.
Gotcha.
Which I oppose.
Of insane people that took it in an extreme way.
Yeah.
Right. So I oppose people representing the beliefs, the core beliefs of the religion by that dogma, regardless of the religion.
That was a good movie.
It is a great movie. And Rufus being out of the book is one of the examples of editing.
Yep.
What's your beef with the Bible?
Well, for starters, I'm not in it.
Well, neither are any of us. We don't hear us bitching and moaning.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to be in it. I was the 13th apostle.
I've been going to church my whole life, and I've never heard of a 13th apostle named Rufus.
Yeah, but you heard of the other 12 apostles. Yeah, all white boys, I might add, but no mention of me, Rufus. And why is that? Because I'm a black man.
It happened during the King James era.
Keep the black man out of the Bible.
Now, Old Testament forgiveness and grace. Anybody want to guess how much percent the Old Testament
Not
attributes
too
to?
much, I'd assume.
3.6.
0.7.
No grace.
0.7.
Don't want to be living in them Old Testament times.
New Testament significantly higher.
7.7.
2.9.
Y'all more than the violence.
Now here's the kicker, and
It's
then I'll
point- yes,
qualify it
point one more
afterwards.
than the violence.
Margin of error, but
The Quran, 6.3. Oh, but you shook your head. You went. "Yeah." You have to remember, the New Testament is in the Quran,
Yes.
oh, okay.
so it gets the 2.9%.
And they
from-
acknowledge
Yeah.
acknowledge the Old Testament too.
Right, like every religion of the book, they acknowledge old and new. It's
Well,
just
it's an Abrahamic
right.
religion.
They're all Abrahamic religions. So Jews are only Old Testament, Christians are Old and New Testament, and then Muslims are Old, New, and Quran, just like Mormons are Old, New, and Book of Mormon.
Well, Mormons that's different because their book has been rewritten several times.
The Mormons are the Latter-day Saints.
Their
right?
book was
Yes,
translated to them
They're
directly
Jehovah's Witnesses.
by the angel Moroni.
There's a guy that actually or a lady that actually has one of the original
Printings
things.
of that.
Yeah, and she has it under guard,
I would
and
too.
the public is not allowed to see it. By whose order?
I'd assume someone in the Mormon religion.
Right, but
I
she's
don't
not
know.
part of the Mormon religion. That is the easement that they worked out, and probably she got paid
She
a
yeah.
really lot of money because they are a very rich church too.
They also, and I don't know for sure that they are. I know that they have one of the largest genealogies in the world. It would not surprise me if it turned out they were the money behind Ancestry.com. I don't know that they are. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me because they have a big thing
Their genealogy.
on genealogy. They have a huge vault that they.
Well,
Yes, I was told repeatedly to be nice to my sister-in-law so I could get family information.
They also can retroactively make you a Mormon after death. You can be baptized posthumously.
Really?
That doesn't mean you're going to go to heaven.
You get a
But
planet
Mormons
to-
are right. They're the ones who go to heaven. Doesn't everybody know that?
You picked the wrong religion as well.
Well, who was right? Who gets into heaven?
I'm afraid it was the Mormons. Yes, the Mormons were the correct answer.
How does a woman get to heaven in the Mormon faith?
Oh, fuck not. Wearing the magical underpants?
Nope.
Damn it.
So this is how you get to heaven.
Oh,
this is
being a good wife?
yes,
Ah.
sort of.
Okay.
So a man can have multiple wives.
As long as he can take care of them.
Yep. How many wives does he get to take with him?
Oh, I do not know.
One.
Oh, the man
No.
gets to choose?
Yes.
No,
They can't have
you're-
multiple wives
No,
anymore.
they can't.
Oh, yes, they can.
No,
No,
they
they
can't.
can't.
You're talking about two different, because now you branched off to the original Mormons and the New Age Mormons, because
They're
when
going
the
back.
government, no, they're not.
Oh yeah, because
No, they're not.
Utah is in the process of repealing the when you have
Polygamy.
multiple wives. What's that called?
Polygamy.
The polygamy laws.
Which I'm
Right
fine
now.
with as long as they
Yeah.
also repeal polyandry laws.
Poly what?
Polyandry, multiple husbands.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Polygamy is specifically multiple wives.
Oh, I
Right.
didn't know that.
Well, yeah.
I'm
If you
just
do
saying-
one,
Yeah.
you should do the other.
Polygamy
yeah,
is
exactly.
specifically multiple wives.
I
But yeah, I
thought
just
it was
read an
both.
article about a couple
But
weeks
just
ago.
because
They're
Utah
going
is
back.
appealing it doesn't mean that everybody is going to go back to it.
No, but it opens it up.
No, well, actually, what it does is it exists actually it exists hugely in that area. It'll just allow them to come out of the closet, so to speak, to
Yeah.
steal
And they're not technically married, the ones who do it now either.
Right, because they can't be.
Because they
legal.
can't be legally.
But you can watch them on what network is it that
That's
they
not
had?
on. It's not on.
Well, they have a Mormon show?
No, they
Yeah,
had a show
Sister
about
Wives.
sister wives.
Oh.
they've had a couple another one
Big
on
Love
HBO or
was
somebody
Big
had,
Love was on.
they
HBO.
actually had show called Poly-somethingism, and it was several different groups and what they were.
But they're not the only ones to have
No,
ever done
no,
that.
fuck no.
Well, it's in the Old Testament.
Yeah, King Solomon,
Arabs
supposedly the
exist.
wisest king ever, had 700 wives.
Actually, Leviticus has a bunch of laws, very, very specific on what is supposed to happen. Like if a husband dies, that
Your brother
his
has to
brother
take-
has to take his wives. I mean, it's very. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's
His
fun.
brother-
There's. Oh yeah. No, I'm not kidding.
Pass on the bird.
I don't
If
know.
Nathan dies.
Where's Dan?
Where's Dan?
Dan's fucked.
Watch this one. Or watch that one. Or don't. I don't fucking care.